Hello everyone and welcome back to the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2025. We are nearly at the finals. We have one more semifinal game to go between Dgessner and Codokay, which is what we'll be hitting up today. Whoever wins here will go on to face Naomi in the finals, and the loser will go to face Dr. Quantum in the third place match. Very exciting stuff, so let's get into it and see what happens. Okay, everyone, here we go with the other semifinal match. I just got done with a little over 5-hour-long stream of Minecraft Creative, so you know I'm locked in and ready to go on this commentary. Codokay is going to win the dice roll. Codokay, otherwise known as Thiefet, and then Dgessner is Dgessner, with no profile picture for some reason. But Codokay will be the starting player, so she gets to ban first, then Dgessner bans, and then we'll have our blind pick, and we'll get into it and see how this goes. It's so awkward for me. I'm glancing at my recording software every now and then, and I see I have a ton of messages in my chat because I just got done streaming, so it's just loaded with messages. And I'm panicking, oh no, did I hit start streaming instead of start recording? That would be bad. Alright, so we're going to see that Codokay is going to ban Diaboromon, so we could see Oculus from Dgessner. I don't think he's been allowed to play Oculus the entire tournament. Maybe he did in qualifiers. But I don't think that we have gotten to see him play it. He is a big Oculus player. He's banning Orochimaru instead of Isabella, which is interesting because Isabella is a bit of a scourge in the meta right now. She's very difficult to deal with. But Orochimaru is also pretty up there, and Codokay is... I forgot to turn off this. My bad. Codokay is very good with Orochimaru. So we're going to see Isabella against QB. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. I'm not going to get to do an Oculus thumbnail. What the heck, Dgessner? Come on, man. This is interesting. I would think that this is pretty Isabella favored because QB gets locked down fate-wise, and then Isabella can kind of just run rampant a little bit, and Isabella can also really put on fate pressure on QB in that mid to late game when QB is trying to take out the remaining girls. But at the same time, it does usually take Isabella a little bit, and Isabella can struggle a little with very, precise fating. But the problem with precise fating Isabella is that Isabella's fate deck has to work out in your favor, because it's hard to get the exact fate you want on Isabella at the right time. Because the fate cards in her deck only really hurt at very specific moments, and if you don't happen to pull that specific fate card that can really hurt at that specific moment, it puts you in a rough spot. We're going to see Codokay go over to Grassy Field, and a turn 1 Grandmother Sarah is a huge boon for Codokay. And then just discarding a bunch of cards to get to Demonless faster. She's going to want to, blitz her objective here because that's how you beat QB. And did get a time stop off the first pull, which is always bad for QB to see. QB really wants to not get hit with time stop, at least on that first fate. Turn 1 Grief Seeds, however, is very good for QB. Very good indeed. We're going to see Dawn and Gilda here. Going to play Gilda just to mess up Grandmother Sarah's positioning, make that a lot more annoying. Codokay is going to want to move Grandmother Sarah back to the gate to deal with that. And she's going to go to the gate right now and do a daily report to move Grandmother Sarah. And then just schedule a card that she'll get a discount on. We're going to see Dgessner go over to Mitakahara Park and immediately get a Labyrinth out, which is very good. And then going to get Companion in play and then just discard. This is going to be, these are both relatively slow and steady characters. So because they're both, that's going to be a free Bell play because of Grandmother Sarah. Because they're both, in that slow and steady category, we're going to see True Colors come out to get rid of Gilda and get to top fate next turn. But another time stop just to block up the gain 1 discard there. Very good. This is going to be a very interesting moment where they're both going to want to try and out-blitz the other. Since they're both slow as is, they really just want to rush through even faster than their opponent. So we're going to see Sayaka played with the Wish, and then that turns on Companion, giving another player card to play Immortality. Man, these two play fast. There's Ray. Probably Ray to Grassy Field to get rid of Bell isn't too bad, to be honest. It's unfortunate that, True Colors is out, which means that all of these heroes are not long for this world. So that'll be the instant kill on Gilda. And then just some more discarding. Really, all that Codokay cares about is finding Demon List right now. Gonna get another Fate. Body Destruction. Not an awful time for Body Destruction. School Rooftop is fine. There's not really a great place to Body Destruction. School Rooftop is the best option, but now because of Companion and the time stop being there, it's a really good opportunity for Dgessner if he has a Wish in hand to get, and he's also going to get his Immortality to put back in a bunch of cards. It gives him an opportunity to get rid of this time stop. And indeed, that is what we'll see. Lonely Wish is going to be played to get Mommy, get that time stop out of there. Followed by putting Gertrude, which is going to move the Labyrinth over to Sayaka so that he can start weakening down Sayaka. He's going to want to get her low and clash her on one of his Fate turns ASAP. Then we're going to see the True Colors kill on Ray, and then True Colors will probably be leaving next turn. We're going to see a Demon List. So Codokay can start getting out the kids and get to work on those. Followed by a Fate. You see a Transformation and a Back to the Start. Back to the Start would basically force Dgessner to get a third out, but Transformation to get rid of that Labyrinth shenanigans. That does open back up the gain 1 discard for Dgessner, which is kind of nice. He's actually going to go to downtown here, play a Charade, which will let him look at these top 6 and then discard and reorder them however he likes. Man, these two play so fast, and I just got done with like a 5-hour stream. Didn't even have time for dinner in between. Only discarding another Charade out of there must be a very stacked top deck. Gonna move Gertrude and then throw down a Labyrinth. I don't know if you want your other Labyrinth at Mitakahara Park. That's not great. Oh, he's actually just ending his turn there. That's a very big lack of momentum. There goes the True Colors, going to Small Forest to throw down a premium farm. Very likely to trigger. Oh, no, wait, no, but they don't, well, yeah, it can still work if he does a full kill instead of flipping them. I'm not sure that flipping them, yeah, I don't think that doing the normal QB Clash will actually trigger premium farm. We're going to see a Hunting Witches, which that will trigger premium farm, and also give 1 power because of Grief Seeds to Dgessner. That'll be his turn. Dgessner's going to head back over to Monika's bedroom. Go for a Fate now that True Colors is gone. Going to get Norman, which is pretty good. Again, just really wants to try and hold down Small Forest as best he can. Oh, he's debating, actually. He's just going to do Small Forest. We're going to see a Persuasion to bring Mommy over, followed by playing out Kirsten, with Kirsten's ability, actually. Could have played another card there if he wanted to, because he persuaded with his normal, and then Kirsten's ability. Yeah, could have played another card. Must not have had one or didn't realize that he could play an extra card there. But he's going to start working on Mommy now. That time stop is probably just going on School Rooftop. You could transform Mommy back to School Rooftop also. I'd probably put the time stop. Well, no, transform, take away that power, and get Mommy off the Labyrinth. Yeah, the transform is probably the better play there, I would think. If he drew the other Labyrinth, we might see Dgessner go to downtown, move Kirsten, or just play an ally Labyrinth into Mommy at the top Fate. Since he has a Labyrinth at Monika's bedroom, the next place he's going to really want is School Rooftop to have a Labyrinth, I would think. Big discard from Codokay, as well as scheduling a card for the very next turn. Oh, Dgessner must really want to discard. Oh, no, change his mind going to downtown instead. Gaining 3 and ending his turn. I don't know if that's very good or not, to be honest. I don't play QB. We're going to see the Harvest here to get rid of Norman. Codokay is checking her discard pile. Then going over to the gate. And just a big schedule turn here. Wants to get a lot of Grandmother Sarah benefit. Then we're going to see an activate here. I think it's Phil, Connie, and Emma. So pulling Emma here would be pretty great for Codokay. Got Phil immediately. Good old Phil the future. And going to play him to Grassy Field, it seems. Probably because that's what she has lined up with these. Obviously, Dgessner is going to try and do something about this. Going to pull Emma and just cover the Small Forest with Emma. I think he's pulled all the 5 strengthers, which is very good. Very strong for him. And then we're going to see a third girl played. A third girl has hit the territory. Start weakening down Kyoko. We might, dare I say it, especially with this much power, we're going to see a free bell and a free radar here, which is disgustingly good. And then a free tag. A free time, I mean, to get Phil down to. But we might see an alien morality play at this rate. He keeps only playing one card despite having Companion. Which leads me to believe that he's either forgotten that he has Companion, or I'm missing him play an extra card, or his hand should be getting discarded more. 5-0, Walpurgisnacht? Oh, an early Walpurgisnacht. Okay, and then an Immortality. This is going to be a -2. I don't know what this last one is, but I don't think it's hunting witches, so that Walpurgisnacht is going to get some momentum here. Gonna see Sister Crone thrown down to threaten getting rid of Emma quite easily. Another Immortality out as well to shuffle back in cards. Dgessner has been hit with hunting witches a lot, so he'll probably like that. If he has a Torment, he'll get to Clash Kyoko, but he won't be able to steal, like, flip Kyoko because he didn't get rid of Companion. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't get rid of Companion on his turn, to be honest. We could also see a Tragedy soon. We're going to see a Hopeful Wish. Ooh. And then play a Persuasion to get Mommy over, just super stacking this location with Walpurgisnacht Labyrinth. We're going to see a Prison Break to move Phil all the way over. Oh, and then Phil moves Emma, so that uncovers the top fate, covers this, takes Emma away from the Sister Crone kill, and gets Phil back to full strength. Very good play by Dgessner. That's a major mess. We see Kyoko gets down to 0, and Mommy gets a -1 because of the Walpurgisnacht Labyrinth combo. We're going to see Codokay go over to the small forest and move Phil back over. And then play in It's Time to Go. Probably going to take Phil all the way over to Gracefield to get ready to hit him with a bedtime. Put him down to 0 strength. 4 girls out at once sure is something. Madoka being out is going to be very dangerous for Dgessner. We see Friendship and Time Stop here, so he can either take a lot of those tokens off or put a Time Stop at School Rooftop. Taking 2 off of Kyoko, and I don't know about only taking 2 off of Kyoko. She'll be right back down to 0 instantly. So, and then that's going to trigger Immortality. This could be a really good turn for Dgessner. He can get a little bit of Fate momentum at School Rooftop with another Fate. And he just gets to, I didn't see what cards he shuffled in, but I'm sure they're worthwhile. And he can get rid of Companion before going back to kill Ophelia. Kyoko into Ophelia, I mean. We're going to see Insider's Knowledge and Fire here, so this is just going to be take away 2 power, unfortunately. And then, surely, I would think, getting rid of Companion at the end of turn, getting Kyoko back down to 0. We are going to see a Fate from... Oh, we're going to see a Harvest to get rid of Emma, and then a Fate follow-up with from Codokay, discarding a bunch of cards. Transformation and Hunting Witches. You probably just want to kill Walpurgisnacht here. You could move Madoka and take 2 tokens off of Kyoko, which definitely wouldn't be bad. But the longer Walpurgisnacht sits there, especially with at least 2 heroes there, the more Walpurgisnacht is going to make a lot of progress. The problem is that if you don't like do the move to get Kyoko out of dying, then QB will get to Clash Kyoko, turn her into an ally here, and turn that Labyrinth right back on. Tough pick. I think killing Walpurgisnacht was probably for the best. We're going to see a Torment just get an extra -1 on Mommy, followed by a Fate. It's going to be Connie and Mom as an enemy. Could just get rid of Phil, force another Activate here. Honestly, don't think that's very bad. But actually going to play Connie and then move Isabella to the gain 3 to stop Isabella from making use of that gain 3. And replaying Connie to actually cover the power gain there to just really give Codokay one of the world's worst turns imaginable if she wants to Fate. And then it's going to be a Clash on Kyoko, and because of the way ordering works, that means that the Labyrinth is on, and that's another -1 on Mommy, and then drop to 5 thanks to Ophelia. It's looking like Dgessner is in a pretty strong position right now. Unfortunate that he couldn't keep Walpurgisnacht just a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Does Codokay have a 0 cost, or is this just going to be a big discard and fate turn? We are going to see a schedule for the play. Just put that up to 3 turns, so probably a nighttime card. 2 on night, 1 on day, 0 on night. Yeah, nighttime card. Transformation, and back to the start. Transformation definitely wouldn't be bad to cover that top fate and move one of the girls out of this labyrinth. And it is going to be Madoka, which means that 2 strength tokens going off of Mommy. It's very rough for Dgessner to have Madoka out. She's a very, very powerful target. He doesn't even have his other labyrinth. Very powerful target for those transformations. He's going to go over to downtown, gain 3, and he's going to throw back out Companion to get that extra play card at basically all of his locations. And then we'll see another labyrinth. Thinking twice about it. We're going to see he's going to play out the other girl, which then gives a Companion play to put a labyrinth at Hamura. Even okay, this is... Oh man, it's a wild way to play QB, but you know, if it works for him, it works for him. What are we going to see here from Codokay? I was about to say, why would you go to Gracefield House instead of the other place here? Unless you had, like, family dinner? Family dinner? Gonna set up the free Grandmother Sarah play with that next scheduled token. That next scheduled card. Still has 1 play a card. Could also do the pay 2 power for an activate to go ahead and get out another whatchamacallit. Just going to throw out a premium farm to try and build up some more power. And is going to do the activate. Really wants to see a 5 strengther here. And did get Ray. This would be a very good turn for Dgessner to get a mom as an enemy off the top to get rid of Ray here. Did not get it. Does get Norman, though, to immediately nuke this card and cover the small forest, which I think is pretty worthwhile. That was free time. Then we're going to see Gertrude thrown down over here to turn on that other labyrinth and start getting more -1s. A little surprised. I guess downtown is a better place for the labyrinth to be. A little surprised didn't try and set up for Sayaka, because I think what he really would like here is to kill Sayaka and then move allies into Madoka killing, or move Madoka into ally killings. We're going to see Codokay go straight over to Gracefield House. Try and make some moves. Dgessner is, we're going to see a daily report to gain a net gain of 2 because of Grandmother Sarah over here. Dgessner is fate locked here, so Codokay can make some major progress. We could see a huge swing in Isabella's favor. We're going to see a bell usage to get back its time to go. And we're going to see a big swing in power loss and then moving over. Oh, deciding to schedule something different instead of the other one. And that'll be turn. What is Dgessner going to do this turn? He's really got to make some progress on these. He's going to persuade Madoka over to open back up his top fate. And Mommy, and then going to get rid of Companion at the end of turn. Probably has a Torment in hand to get the Mommy kill. We are going to see a bedtime and a family dinner. 1 cost for the family dinner. And this is going to put both of them all the way down to 0. And we know that Codokay has a... It's time to go in hand. We could see Ray get harvested right here with harvest plus it's time to go plus the radar activate. Yep, then the radar activate and then a harvest. Yeah. This is why I don't think the QB is that great into this matchup, because in this phase, QB with the fate lock going on just cannot get the progress or the fate pressure to stop Isabella from these huge swings. Insider's knowledge just to take away all that power, and then presumably like a torment to be able to kill Mommy. Oh, thinking twice about it. Maybe gonna move Connie instead to put Isabella in a bad spot. In the end, he is just gonna go with the take away 1 power. And then do we have something to kill Mommy here? Indeed we do, a torment, so that'll be the second girl down. It's looking very much in Codokay's favor right now, I would say. But if Dgessner can pull Madoka over to Madoka's bedroom and actually get a tragedy off and get Hamura low, there is still a chance, but he's still got a long way to go. And we're going to see a true colors here, so these heroes are as good as gone. And then there's a transformation. You just move Madoka to the top fate and take the tokens off Hamura, probably. Dgessner's going to head over to downtown. Play a Machinations. And then doesn't have another play card, so that's going to be his turn. Just put a -1 onto Hamura. If Codokay has Harvest, Harvest, it's time to go, which I don't think she does, then this could just essentially be game. I think Norman would still be alive, but nearly game. Not going to go kill Norman, so that will lose True Colors if someone notices that True Colors needs to be discarded. I hope they notice, because they're using the Villain ability right now that they don't have until True Colors is discarded. Going to do an Activate to get back its time to go. Probably scheduling it. Ideally, at some point, someone will discard True Colors, because it shouldn't be in play anymore, because a clash didn't happen. We'll see if they notice next turn. I think they'll figure it out. Dgessner's going to go over to Madoka's bedroom, gain a power, looking at his discard. Discarding 2 schemes. And then throwing out Elsa Maria over at Hamura, probably trying to set up a Madness kill. We're going to see a Fate here. Dawn and Insider's Knowledge. Probably just play Dawn, take away that 2 power. You could Insider's Knowledge one of these cards and take away the 2 power. Yeah, mess up one of them being played. And then we'll see Hamura lose 1 more, and that'll be the end of Dgessner's turn. Back over to Codokay. It's daytime, and there's its time to go to move Phil over twice. Maybe, oh maybe, they'll realize True Colors shouldn't be out. They finally noticed. It didn't matter, thankfully. Gain 1 throughout a premium farm just to try and get some more power back to use to get rid of Phil. Codokay just needs to draw a Harvest at this point, really. Body Destruction is pretty annoying here. Transforming Hamura is also annoying. It's going to be a time stop onto Madoka's bedroom, surely. And then just move Hamura off of the downtown labyrinth and double cover school rooftop. Yeah, this is very much Codokay's game to lose right now. Did she schedule another card? Shouldn't that card have... What was the other card? Nah, whatever. I've been talking for too long. Gonna see the Ophelia move over to the right. Not able to do a tragedy kill. Kirsten can now do a tragedy kill. And there it is. We're gonna see Kirsten plus Ophelia to kill Madoka and get her out of the game. Which is gonna... I don't think that will trigger premium farm. Yes, it will, because Kirsten was 2 strength. Yeah. Actually, I don't know how that works with ignoring the strength tokens. It doesn't matter. Kirsten was 2, so it triggered no matter what. So that'll get rid of Madoka. Still has to get rid of Hamura and Sayaka, and neither of them are in position with the Labyrinths. So it is not looking too hot. We're going to see a Veto played here. Which means all Codokay needs, actually, is it's time to go. Didn't play the Vita. Interesting that you wouldn't still get that out. Has Harvest? Has Harvest. So that's Showdown. And game on board as well. Because all Codokay has to do is go to Small Forest and move Crone into Norman, and it's game over. So definitely got a Fate here. There's the Mom as an enemy, just a little too late. Just a wee bit too late. Gonna double stack the Small Forest and put Crone there to try and stop any shenanigans of quick move kills. Probably the best option at the moment. The problem is that I just don't think Dgessner can get through Hamura or Sayaka fast enough here. Especially not if Codokay is going to throw out another Fate or 2 here and there. If you have a Persuasion, you probably persuade Sayaka over. Oh, Omnipresence. We haven't seen Omnipresence played until now. Persuasion Sayaka over here. Oh, gonna persuade Hammer, actually. Gotta open the top fate. That makes sense. The reason why I say you might want Sayaka instead is because Sayaka will give you back tragedy. Codokay is gonna go over to Grassy Field. Doing It's Time to Go. To do a move. Couldn't you have won at Gracefield this turn if you had It's Time to Go in hand? Go over here, play It's Time to Go, move, use Daily Report, move back out, activate Radar move. Yeah, I think that Codokay might have missed game unless I missaw her hands there. I think that was a time stop onto the top fate to basically guarantee game. Pretty sure it's going to be game here. Caring Mother does trigger, but it doesn't matter. We can see a Persuasion Madness to, on Elsa Maria to kill Hamura here. If he has it in hand. I don't think he does, though, because the Omnipresence, the thing a second ago. Nope. This should be game. It's Time to Go, move in, move out, and then Radar move in. And with Norman having the -1. Oh, you know what? She couldn't have done the move I thought of a second ago because she would have lost Sister Crone on the first kill because they didn't have any minus tokens on them. So it wasn't a missed game because she was short a -1 token to be able to get it. But still, sometimes I forget that Crone has a conditional to her because of how insane her kill cards are anyway. So it's going to be game 1 in Codokay's favor, and we're moving on to the next game. So now Dgessner is going to be the starting player, so he will get to ban first. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing an Isabella ban. Indeed we are. What a shock. Who could have predicted such an outcome? Who will Codokay ban? She banned Diaboromon before, I think. If I'm not mistaken. She's thinking very hard about this one. She's getting counterpicked this time, so she's probably also thinking about who she's going to play and that she does not, and so she's going to ban based on who she wants to pick. And we will see a Yaldabaoth ban and then picking Orochi. Yeah, I think Yaldabaoth probably plays decently well into Orochi. I might even say that I was talking about this the other day, actually, with some friends. I think that Yaldabaoth and Loxus are probably the best options to go into Orochi. I think they're the closest things to a counterpick. It's very hard to counterpick Orochi, and it's very hard to counterpick Loxus. It's also very hard to counterpick Isabella. They're all very hard to counterpick against, but I think the best Orochi options are probably Loxus and Yaldabaoth in the game right now. We are going to get to see Oculus from Dgessner, which means I'm going to get to do an Oculus thumbnail, thank goodness. Get to mix it up some more. Oculus, if Oculus can draw Ginty early, Oculus has a bit of RNG to him because of how his roulette pile works, so, you know, he's always got that as a facet on if he'll do well or not in a matchup. I think, especially going first, Oculus should be able to do decently well into this matchup, mainly if he gets a good early fate like Tsunade definitely helps a lot with it. But if he can just get an early Ginty, it'll make a huge difference for him, so we're probably going to see him discard a ton here. He really wants to get Ginty early so that if Orochi gets early fate pressure, he can kind of push back against it very effectively. Ooh, turn 1 Kimi is very, very good for Codokay. Very unfortunate for Dgessner. And opening Kimimaro is one of the best things Orochi can get. Quinn out at Quinn Deckham early is pretty good. We're going to see Recovery Mission and a Lee. So Lee sitting at Odagakari to really just mess up that gain 2 activate. So Codokay really has nothing good to do here other than go to Odo and Fate. Even going to Forest of Death won't really do anything for her because with Tsunade out, she's not going to be able to afford anything. She really, really wants to cover this top Fate right now, which is very easy to do against Oculus because he has so many heroes. But absolutely just does not want to get back-to-back Fated in this current situation. You're going to see a Human Emotions, which is interesting. You normally don't want to put anything in the roulette pile for Oculus until he's already started. I guess the play here is to see if you can snipe an Unfurled Lotus. Because going ahead and putting Unfurled Lotus in the roulette pile early can be really annoying. Putting Old Maid and Kostra in. Interesting. Oh, going and discarding and clashing? Indeed, that is what we're seeing here. All right, fair enough. Hand was bad enough to warrant a discard trying to get to Ginty and Deckham and whatnot quicker, and opens back up that top Fate, which means Codokay is going to have to deal with that top Fate being open. I doubt Codokay is going to be able to set up a kill here. Well, set up a kill, but get a kill, I mean. I doubt Codokay is going to get a kill here, which means that Dgessner is going to get one more Fate. Very unfortunate for Dgessner that Codokay has top-decked Coffin, Kimi, and 4 Violet Barrier like this, and before Jiraiya comes out. It's very, very unlucky for him. Codokay's deck order has been very strong thus far. We are going to see a Fate here. There's Jiraiya just a second too late. And he is going to go at Tanzaku. I think putting him at Forest is fair here because he or Tsunade 1 are about to die to Kimi plus Kido. Although, to be honest, covering Tanzaku would have been pretty damaging too. Is going to go for the Tsunade kill first. Loses Forbidden and a Poison Kunai, which is very unfortunate because those both would have been nice to deal with Jiraiya. Get a Fate. This is, again, a Fate that can be clashed if Dgessner so chooses. Gonna put Amara here to see the hand. Oh, and that was darts, wasn't it? Very unlucky to lose darts. Oh, but he played Ginty. Dude, I missed the Ginty play. Getting Ginty out is huge. Is just gonna go gain 1, discard those other cards, and then clash Yamera, get her out of there, keep that top Fate open, and now with Ginty out, it'll be even easier to keep open. We're gonna see Codokay go back over to Tanzaku to try and get this location back, or try and get momentum to get rid of Jiraiya and Lee. We could see this shift in Dgessner's favor in the mid to late game when Sasuke is out, if he can set up his Arbiters and with having Ginty out, be able to put on a lot of strong Fate pressure against Codokay in the mid to late game, which is when Orochimaru is at his weakest. The weakest time for Orochimaru is right out the gate when you cover these locations at the very start before he has any setup. And the second time he's at his weakest is when Sasuke is out and he's trying to get Sasuke to 0 and you move around Sasuke with Gaara and Recovery Mission and whatnot. So we're going to see a Forbidden Experiments to use 4 Violet, which nets a power back with Sealed Coffin. We're going to see a Jirobo play and then move Lee into Tanzaku, presumably. And playing another Forbidden to gain power. Making sure that these hand signs work out, which they don't. I think you can still do it. You play... No, you can't because Jirobo costs 3 because of Jiraiya. Gonna do the -1 on Jiraiya, which nets 1 back. Can't play Jirobo if you do that Forbidden Experiments. Could play the Snake Sign Forbidden Experiments and then throw out Jirobo. Just not going to be able to also get power back with that Forbidden Experiments or set up the... I'm going to do a gain 1 here with that one and then play Jirobo. Interesting. Not, unfortunately, for Codokay going to be able to get Lee into clash range like she probably wanted, but is still going to move Lee into Tanzaku, get him off of Odo, and then just discard White Snake. Yeah, so we're definitely going to see a Gaara here would be very disruptive. Recovery and Shuriken are also good. Taking the -1 off of Jiraiya. Just going to leave Jiraiya there or move him to Odo? I think moving him to Odo is probably the smart money here. Get him away from Kimi. And I think we just saw a Battle of Life play for no effect because it's a Yume. Codokay is going to take this opportunity to go over to Forest of Death and get a -1 on Lee. Probably looking to go gain 3 and discard and clash Lee in a coming turn. Then we'll see a Fate. Mistake and Mai. Still not going to get anyone who can't be clashed at Quindecum, which is very funny. 4 cards in this roulette pile already, huh? We're going to see Umera again to try and snipe useful cards out of the hand. There's Decum to be played. Checking to see what the symbols are. Doesn't want to give him a good a good hand sign setup. Take away Mind Read in extreme conditions. This could be a strong Nona Genta turn for Dgessner if he doesn't worry about getting rid of Umera. Or he's actually going to go to the back rooms. Or he's going to play Decum and then do the activate to kill Umera to open up the top fate so that he can go there next turn. What is happening here? Or are we seeing potentially an activate on Decum instead? Oh, interesting. Get Waking Tree out. Also understandable. Probably just fine to go to Vigenti next turn. We are going to see Codokay go gain 3 and do a discard at Lee and then clash Lee out of there, clearing back up her territory. Still has to deal with Jiraiya covering Odo, which is annoying. Back over to Vigenti for Dgessner, get another Fade out. Dead Demon and Sakura. Honestly, putting Sakura at Konoha or Tanzaku isn't bad here. Forest of Death is also fine. She is basically just going to die. But also, looking at Orochi's hand, we might see Dgessner catch Codokay on a Kimi loss that she doesn't want to take. She might have to give up like Manda or Kabuto. Sakon and Ukon we haven't seen, and she really needs to get some more allies out right now. So it would not be fun to go lose Kimi to Sakura, but it would let her reposition Kimi to Jiraiya, which is why I think Sakura probably would have been better off at either Tanzaku or Konoha. I honestly probably would have put her at Tanzaku in this situation. Loses Sub and Sword. We're going to see a Machiko, which is also going to play out Mistake. What is Dgessner going to do in response to this? Can just get rid of the Mistake immediately here. We are going to see the activate on the Mistake to get rid of it. And then we're going to see a Mimine play to trigger Decum again. Still hasn't gotten What's-Her-Face out yet. We're going to see Kastra set up. He had a lot of important cards in there that he wanted to get set up and ready to go. But he does really need to get Nona out to potentially start getting these hits. He needs to luck into 1 or 2 of them. We're going to see Sasuke out before too much longer. He really wants to have Nona out, and ideally have Nona at least 1 strength before Sasuke hits the board. That would put him in a really good spot. Codokay thinking about what card she's going to play here. Jiraiya is still out and making it expensive. She really wants to get a -1 on Jiraiya somehow, or get another ally out to help kill Jiraiya, ideally to Yuya or Manda. We're going to see a Fate. It's going to be Tatsumi and Yosuke, however you say his name. It is going to be Tatsumi to cover up that gain 1 move at Vigenti, which is deceptively strong for Oculus to have that location available. Checking to see what's in the discard to see if she even wants to shuffle it back in, and in the end she does. What else are we going to see from Codokay here? Going to see a Body Mods to take a look at these next 4 of these 6 remaining cards. Can work out most of what her deck is as a result. And kind of set herself up to get whatever card she wants out of what's left. Discarding at least 2, it looks like. Debating about the remainder. You can see a little bit of discarding on top. And that'll be it for Codokay's turn. Should have Manda in hand. So a Decompose would be pretty nice here. Gaara is great here. Gaara is fantastic here. Honestly, I would cover Tanzaku here. Because now Kimi can be moved back into Jiraiya. I would probably cover Tanzaku here. I think it's much stronger to cover Tanzaku. I understand covering Forest of Death, though, because he's getting a little heavy on Faded here. We're going to see an Arbiter play and get rid of all that. He's trying to set up Arbiters at Ginty to be able to kill Tatsumi. Yeah, this is why I think you play Jiraiya to Tanzaku. I think people make this mistake a lot of just throwing Kimi into Konoha and then, and even 4 Violet was out to get the free kill as well. Yeah, that was not a great play there. You never want to have an open Konoha and have Kimi able to move into someone like this. Because now Codokay just gets to take 1 Konoha turn, which isn't even that bad. He even gets Sakon and Ukon out and doesn't really lose anything from it as a result. Jiraiya to Tanzaku would have been much stronger for Dgessner. Would have made it a little more annoying for Codokay. Even putting Jiraiya at Tanzaku would have also helped to take away that Vanquish. So we're going to see the Kimi kill on Gaara after we see a Ginty Arbiter play into a Ginty kill is what Dgessner did there. Codokay is going to go straight for another Fate. Black-haired woman actually doesn't do anything here, really, because Nona has not been played yet, so Nona will be played. Well, it would take away the Nona play into Ginty, or into Decim Immediate Activate, or into Ginty Immediate Activate, I guess. Said something. He's going to put a lot of cards into the roulette pile, really fatten that up, mess with the odds on it. We could see this game potentially coming down to some of the RNG pulls for Dgessner. On if he gets good pulls with the roulette or not. I think Codokay is actually deciding not to use Harada's ability at all. We're going to see a Battle of Life to get rid of Machiko and get Mimine back in the discard, which is very good. We're going to see Naruto just to cover the Forest of Death, so very easy for Codokay to get rid of Naruto here, but it would be a very weak turn to do so. And this leaves Dgessner with an open top Fate. We are going to see Codokay go to Forest of Death to just clash Naruto out of here and probably get out a Curse Seal, actually. Get out to Yuya or Manda. We're going to see 2 Curse Seals and Manda. Very strong position for Codokay now. Yeah, I think that Jiraiya placement gave... Actually going to do the Manda kill on Naruto? I don't know about all that. It's not bad, but... then you would have been better off... I think you would have been better off letting Dgessner have his top Fate turn, but just clashing Naruto and then having a very strong setup to deal with everything else coming your way. Definitely not a bad play, just I don't think it's the one I would make. Gonna see an air hockey here to get rid of Harada, get back this top activate, and then just activating Decim again. Oh, Nona hasn't been able to get Nona. He's been trying to get darts to get Nona, I see. That'll get Nona out, and Nona's going to go straight to Ginty. Is that not a... That must not be a guaranteed Decim hit. Otherwise, I think he would have done Oculus's ability to get that. He's more worried about getting Shimada out of here, even though he can't kill Shimada right now. We're going to see the activate to get Sasuke out. I don't know what this last Fate is. I think it might be like a Shuriken. No, Decompose? Decompose Shuriken? No, we just saw Decompose with Naruto, I think. I think it might be a Shuriken. Point is Dgessner will be full fading when he fades next. We're going to see Takashi and a Human Emotions. So that's going to be Takashi and then Human Emotions. Why would you ever play? Because is this the one? Oh, no, he doesn't play Human Emotions. No, he does. Hold the card still, Codokay. What are you doing? Yeah, this is the one that plays Human Emotions. So you would never play Human Emotions here. You would choose Takashi and then play Human Emotions. And getting the other Human Emotions out of the Fate deck. So we're going to see this roulette pile messed with a lot more. Putting in Twister and an Arbiter. Just mixing up, making sure to have a mix of faces. See Dgessner go over there and get the immediate kill on Takashi and using his ability with Nona on Ginty. We're going to see a Fate, Recovery Mission, and Shuriken. Yeah, you probably just Recovery Mission Sasuke onto Honestly, I might even cover Forest of Death here just for the sake of, No. No, it's still better to move him to Odo. There's either going to be a Forbidden Experiments play at one of these locations to activate Sasuke back, or go to Konoha and do it. We're going to see an arbitration rule immediately trigger. So Dgessner is going to get to put a card of his choosing from his remaining 4 in his deck into the roulette. It will be Billiards. Billiards very good to get more cards out of the roulette when you pull it with Deckham. There's the Forbidden Experiments activate to fix that. Followed by getting Kitamura out for better coverage. And with the Poison Kunai, no less, that's very annoying for Dgessner. And Sakana, Nukon, and Kimi are going to get up to 5 strength here. Also throwing out a Subjutsu to be able to move stuff around more. And then a Fate for Black-Haired Woman and Harada. Probably just play Harada here just to cover more stuff, yeah. Yeah, this is once again looking pretty in Kodokay's favor. Codokay can go to Tanzaku on this next turn, get an ally or something at Sasuke's location, even if it is Sakana and Ukon, and just really get to work on chunking him down, or just go to Odo and do a 4 violet. But you really want to go to, no, you don't want to move Sakana and Ukon, actually. You want to move Sealed Coffin into Sasuke with your Tanzaku turn. We're going to see a kill here by moving Nona and then activating Ginty, and then Kostra's ability, allowing the easy kill here, which does trigger a sub, which it looks like Codokay is not going to use. What is Dgessner going to do here? He's going to play Twister just to move Nona back some more. And then use the normal activate on Deckham. And gets a hit! I don't know how much that was in his favor or not. I know it wasn't guaranteed. But then is he going to Billiards? Or he could actually he's going to Old Maid. Or he's going to Billiards and Old Maid to move Shimada to Nona Ginta because he doesn't care about Nona Ginta. And that gives him... So we're probably going to see Codokay go to Oto then to try and cover Quinn Deckham again. Just do the 4 violet activate on Sasuke. I wasn't paying attention, but I hope she lost a power for it because Sealed Coffin is not in position. It's probably worthwhile to Tatsumi here. Although I don't know. What does Shigeru do? I mean, you could use Shigeru to get Shimada and whatnot, but I don't think it does all that much. Dgessner really needs to get another Arbiter over here with Quinn to be able to get these 4 strengthers off of Quinn Deckham. Dgessner's going to head over to Vijinti. Tsunade and Lee here. Just going to throw Tsunade on Forest of Death. Too strong for Kitamaru to get the kill. Could use Sakon and Ukon to get through, either with or without Kitamaru. And then I don't think you've moved Nona yet, have you? Plays an Arbiter. And is probably going to move Nona and activate Nona to get the kill on Tatsumi. He shouldn't be getting fated on this next turn unless Codokay drew right back into Manda. Is Manda in the discard? I'm not sure, actually. So he should have a pretty safe turn here to know that he gets to go to back rooms next turn, activate Deckham, move Nona. Could even do a quick Nona move right back on Extreme. Could actually got the kill on Tatsumi, I didn't even realize. So could actually, especially if he has a mind read, go over here and do his shenanigans while getting to use the top fate, because he really wants some fate pressure right now. Another knife on Kitamaru is very annoying for Dgessner, because that'll be a huge hit on Sasuke, and he has a curse seal on him now. And the Sealed Coffin back in position where it should be. Very strong turn for Codokay. Dgessner is going to go to back rooms here. Probably doesn't have mind read. And just wants to go for Deckham activates. Is this guaranteed? Surprised that Awakening Tree isn't being used if it isn't, but it might be guaranteed. Happy, happy, angry. Yep, didn't get it. Oh, only Billiards is in the discard, actually. Yeah, so wouldn't have gotten it with Waking Tree. Probably play Twister here? Yeah. Get a Twister over, get Shimada a little bit weaker, and then activates the Waking Tree to put back in Billiards. Now we have at least one, I think it's 1 happy face, 3 angry faces, and we're going to see a Clavis to move over Nona. And then an immediate activate on her? Or no, already used her for the Waking Tree. But now she's set up to go. We're going to see the Tsunade kill with Kitamaru, which is why I'm surprised we didn't see, even if it wouldn't have done some activating, I'm surprised we didn't see a Quindecum turn to try and stop that in some fashion. Ymera and Mai here, which Mai is just going to be used to play someone else. Nope, not Shimada. You're thinking of the other one. This is the Senzu being one. Gonna do it to play Shigeru to then replay Shimada. Get that -1 off. And put the black-haired woman back on top. You see Dgessner go over to Vijinti. Activate Deckham with Nona. Pretty sure this isn't guaranteed. You see extreme conditions played. Now it should be all angry faces. Yep, 3 angry faces now. Move over Nona and then get a Fate. Gara is very useful here. Definitely wants to get some movement going. Do not move. Do not... That's not where Curseal goes. Do not move Kimamaro into where he can just move and kill Gara. I would move Sakon and Ukon all the way over to the far left. You want to, like, not have any allies. I would just stack them at Odo because you don't want any allies at the far right because then Sakon and Ukon can, like... You have more range of Sakon and Ukon activating to move stuff around. Like, you've just set it up to where Sasuke can get right back, actually. Orochi goes to Konoha, moves Jirobo there, then activates, swaps them both. And we are going to see a kill, which is going to trigger sub, even. I would probably just swap Jirobo and Kimi, or myself and Jirobo. Get Jirobo at... You just want Jirobo to be at Sasuke, so that you can do the Sakon and Ukon flip to put him right back. Or you could just swap Sakon and Ukon to move Sasuke. I don't love not having an ally over here on the far right, though, is what I don't like here. Because, again, now, like, late-game heroes like Sarutobi and all can just sit over here, and all of your allies are on the left, having trouble getting to and killing them. A well-timed Manda can kind of deal with that, though. Or back to Kodokay's turn. Codokay is going to go over to Tanzaku. Could see a big turn here to get Sasuke down to 0. We're going to see Kabuto played. Played Dagara, even. Must not have, like, a killing intent for Sasuke or anything. Moving Sakon and Ukon. Interesting. Just playing Kabuto this turn? That hand must be pretty bad. Moving Jirobo in the end and playing Kabuto to Sasuke. I didn't get to see what all those cards were. You had a Forbidden Experiments in hand? Were the other 2 cards unplayable? You could have triggered Curse Seal. Weird. We're going to see a Deckham activate here. I think it's guaranteed. Indeed it is. Just going to get another Arbiter out. Nona gets +1. Needs to get more cards into the roulette now. Could use the Waking Tree, like, right now to get another one in. In fact, that is what's going to happen, so that's another 3 in there. And then we're going to see a Twister to move back to Waking Tree and get another -1 on Shimada. Dgessner is moving quick, but Codokay is definitely ahead progression-wise. Going to Konoha this turn. Might have the kill. Doing a 4 Violet activate, which spends 1, then nets 1 back. They're going to see a Sword of Kusanagi. Forbidden Experiments to pay for 4 Violet again, and then White Snake, and then White Snake. Yeah, this is definitely Codokay's game to lose here, as we say. And by we, I mean me. That showdown with just Gara out, and this is game on board because Gara can easily die on this turn. And with Sword of Kusanagi out, and a decent ally spread now that Kabuto is over here on the right. Very strong position for Codokay. We're going to see Dgessner go over to Vijinti, not going to Quindecum. Interesting. Maybe because he can get, what's-her-face over. We're going to see Sakura and a dead demon. Yeah, you gotta just throw down Sakura. This is game. This is... I think you have to put Sakura... If you put Sakura at Odo, is it not game? Because if you put Sakura anywhere else... Then you do the activate here to move Kimi to Gaara and then kill Gaara with the by activating Sakon and Ukon to get the kill on Gaara, and then you punch Sakura with Sword. I think Odo was the only safe spot there to stop game. And then we're going to see a darts for Mimine, presumably. Mimine. This is a guarantee to get one on Nona. And then choosing to do Arbitration Rule, which is almost certainly going to proc. And then doing Awakening Tree activate to put darts back in. So, ooh, baby. This is very close, actually. A bit closer than I realized. That was a big swing of an Oculus turn. It's going to trigger Arbitration. Can't get the Gaara kill here. All you can do is Clash Sakura. Clash Sakura and Fate. Well, you could Vanquish Sakura. Reposition Kimi, but you're still not going to be able to get the kill. It would get you the gain 2 and the activate. I think this is... I don't know Oculus that well. I feel like this is still... Oh, no, actually gets the activate on the 4 Violet into the Sword. I didn't even notice that at first. Yeah. So that will be game then. I forgot about 4 Violet into Swording Gaara. Just had to do the kill on Kimi. So that will be game. Very close by Dgessner at the end there, but unfortunately just couldn't get it. I think that Jiraiya turn where he was too focused on covering the top fates instead of focused on keeping Jiraiya alive. I think that might have cost him, to be honest, because this did come a lot more down to the wire than I thought. I can't believe I didn't see that 4 Violet play. You can tell that I've been commentating for the past 6 hours straight because I should have just noticed that. It was incredibly game on board, I think, no matter what placement Dgessner did there. But, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go take a look at the bracket and see how the end shakes out. And so with that, Codokay will be our finalist alongside Naomi, playing for the gold this year for Tournament Arc 2025. Dgessner sadly losing, but he will go down into the bottom of the bracket for a third-place match against Dr. Quantum. So that is the next game we'll be seeing, is Dgessner versus Dr. Quantum. And then after that, we will have our final match for this year's Tournament Arc between Naomi and Codokay, which, a reminder, that final match between Naomi and Codokay will be a best of 5 instead of the usual best of 3. So, very exciting stuff. Can't wait to see how this year shakes out at the finale. I hope you're all as excited as I am, and I'll catch you next time for that third place game. Until then, farewell.